You just kill people?
I don't kill people. I didn't do it.
And who did it?
Meet Kalvin Allison, a killer who fully believes he can get away with the murder of his own neighbor. But once confronted, Kalvin will slowly break down, realizing that the rest of his life will be spent in a jail cell.
There's your boot print, right there. Let me see the bottom of your boots. Yeah, that's your boot print right there.
And where's this at?
Right there. That's at the scene where the body's found.
Try to kiss me.
Not by yourself here, okay?
Oh, my life is over.
On May 23, 2019, a woman made a horrific discovery while walking her dog on an isolated dead-end road in Pensacola, Florida. When Escambia County Sheriff's Office arrived on the scene, they discovered the body of 54-year-old Charles Locke. It was clear from looking at him that the murder had been ruthless. Fortunately, police had plenty of evidence on the scene. A piece of sheetrock laid on the road near the body, marked with an incredibly clear tire impression. Beside Charles's body, police discovered a shoe print. In addition, there was a roll of red twine that appeared to have been dumped recently. When they drove to Charles's home to look for evidence, they uncovered it in his neighbor's front yard. Next door, Kalvin Allison lived with his wife and 3 kids. In a trash can in front of his house was twine matching that found by the body, as well as broken up sheetrock matching the sheetrock that was beside Charles. Very quickly, Allison was on detectives' radar. He agreed to come in for questioning immediately when asked, which proved to just be one mistake of many. The following footage was provided to us by the Escambia County Sheriff's Office via FOIA request. Kalvin is left alone in the interrogation room for 30 minutes after he is brought in for questioning. Detectives often do this in order to perform further research into the suspect before they begin the interrogation, and also to observe their behavior. Kalvin seems to spend this time daydreaming up a list of topics to discuss with police. Maybe if he can show them what a normal, chill family man he is, they'll overlook the literal mountains of evidence piled up against him. A criminal can dream, right?
All right, brother. You still good, man? You need some drink?
No, I'm fine.
All right, man. We get started, man.
What's up, Kalvin?
Not much.
My name's Investigator Alvarez, Sergeant Martins. All right, man. Since you're here, obviously, we're in a lot of builds and all that kind of jazz. I gotta read you your rights before I speak to you, okay?
We're about to show you snippets of the riveting topics that Allison and the detectives discuss over the first 2 hours of their interrogation, starting with this gem.
I had my testosterone check. It's like very, very low.
Okay.
I always get, you look like my Uncle John or my Uncle Tom. I say it's because I'm fat and got freckles and a beard, dude. I look like everybody.
Is somebody there? Somebody getting the kids or whatever while you're here?
They're with my wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
My father-in-law passed away last June, and we've been in probate court. And the lawyer called last week. She had to go down the last 2 days of school. The kids aren't doing anything, so she took them, and they're going down to sign papers to release stuff to her brother, and she can get stuff from the estate.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry for y'all's loss and your family and everything else. I know it's a difficult time getting everything squared away, especially whenever, I think, what was it, Oklahoma?
Yes, sir.
That's a heck of, did she fly?
She drove.
How do we were on that one?
We've made that trip, I bet, since we've been here, 2015, I bet we've made it 20 times.
How long does it take to get up there?
If we go to her mom's house, it's 11 hours. We go to my parents' house, it's 13 plus because you have to go through Dallas to cut up.
Ooh.
And if I go the other way, it's almost 15 hours.
Let's see here, what else we do. So you said you lived over there for about, what, 2-3 years, since 2016?
2016.
And how many times when you're out there, like I said, you get to know all the neighbors pretty well? Do you know all of them pretty well?
No, Charles, and then the guy across the street from Charles, the one that came out, the big guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw him. My wife and him got into, he had a dog that kept attacking our kids. So we kept calling y'all, and y'all came out. And finally they got the dog gone. And then we know Miss Renee, which is the next one. And then Cassie, and then Greg, the one you talked to.
The gentleman in the car.
My wife and his wife, she does some cleaning for him. She has an Airbnb house.
Oh, okay.
And then Miss Allie on the corner. But that's it. I mean, we just stay there at the house.
After discussing his children's health conditions, pipes he fixed at work, and literally anything except for his neighbor across the street who got murdered, detectives begin to drive Kalvin towards the topic they're interested in after what feels like endless chit-chat. And even as he answers, he finds a way to tiptoe around the whole murder thing.
How long have you known Charles for?
We met him a little bit after we moved in. We talked to him a couple of times, but then we didn't really start talking to him until when his wife left him. And he came over, and my wife's...
I'm sorry, when did his wife leave him, by the way?
A year and a half ago.
Okay.
And his sister, Crystal, will be able to tell you everything, like the exact dates, but, you know, when you said he had strokes, after she left him, she went to Texas and took everything. He came over and was talking to Jared that was staying with us. He was a mechanic, wanting to look at his truck and his car. And then a couple of weeks later or months later, I can't remember, he had a stroke. We didn't see him. Then he had another one. He was driving.
Okay.
I think he was at work driving and had the stroke. Then he had another one. And he came over and he talked real, like he couldn't focus at all. And he's like, my sister won't go buy me any cigarettes, you know, can y'all do this for me? Can y'all run some errands for me? My wife said, if you need anything, just let us know and we'll help you out.
So you guys ever...
From then, that's when we really started being friends. He really needed help, so...
Did he come over frequently, or did you guys go over there frequently to see him, or were those circumstances?
About once a week, we would take him a plate if we cooked out, but he would come over sometimes and sit down. He came over for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. We came over. Anytime we cooked out. I mean, he didn't want to... We'd watch the football games, we'd have big cookouts, but he didn't want to watch sports. He just came for the food and for company, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you probably got lonely over there.
Yeah.
You know, even with the dog, though. I'm not sure that was before or after the dog, but...
A little of both.
A little bit of both. Charles, so given that, like I said, I kind of interrupted there, and I apologize. So how long have you known him for about approximately?
Maybe 2 years.
2 years. Was he already there when you moved in?
He's lived there for a long time, from what I understand. Him and Miss Renee.
Yeah.
Miss Renee is... So you know where the girl walked across the street?
Yeah.
That's Cassie. The house before it is Miss Renee.
Okay, so she used to live then? Or no?
No, they've known each other for a long time. She'd be able to tell you how long he's lived there.
So she lives, if Cassandra lives, you know, he's down here, you're here, Cassandra lives right there, you say.
Miss Renee's right there.
Right next to her.
The fenced in, right across from us. And then the house is directly from us, the one that had the maroon car in it. Them people just moved in about a month ago.
Okay.
I think her name's Miss D.
Miss D?
Yeah, that's the one that lives right across the street from us.
Okay, I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. When was the last time you had seen Charles?
Sunday night, when I took him a pork chop dinner. We cooked on the grill.
Do you ever go inside of his home at any point?
Yeah, I went in that night.
When his wife was with him, had you ever been in there?
No, we didn't know him when his wife was there.
Okay, gotcha. I was just curious.
Other than we talked to him, they used to have pit bulls, and we were scared. We didn't know if they could jump the fence or not. So my wife went over and talked to him, and then she left not too long later.
Okay. So the last time you saw Mr. Charles was Sunday night?
Yes, sir.
And you said you remember earlier telling me that you were out barbecuing, and you guys cooked out, and you brought a plate over. So pretty much that's it. How did Charles seem that night?
The same. I mean, just sitting in his house. Same old Charles, you know. He just kind of sit like this, you know, talk to you.
But so you were in the house Sunday night with Charles. You said he was doing, still the same self and everything else. Do you notice anything weird inside of his home or anything like that, or anything out of the ordinary?
Dirty.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
say that again.
Smelled bad. I mean, you could tell the dog's peeing and pooping in the house.
Yeah. Was the dog there?
Yeah, Cookie was there.
Okay. And where's Cookie usually kept at?
In the house.
I meant like in the house. You know, where specifically does just like Cookie run around wherever?
He runs nuts.
Okay. And did he have any guests over that night?
Not while I was there.
Okay. And I remember we had a previous conversation. You had said that there was a truck that was over there. I'm not sure. Was that every once in a while?
I've seen it there a couple of times, but I just know it's his guy friend. He drives a white, and I'm not sure if it's a Ford or Chevy, but it's an older truck.
Okay, so it's an older truck. And
yeah.
What color is it?
White.
So white older truck. And you've never seen this individual at all?
No, sir.
How often is that truck over there?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. So every once in a while.
Yeah.
Has Charles ever talked about them?
Just a little bit.
What does he say about that guy?
Trying to buy pot for him.
Oh, really? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let me think. Does he say anything else about this individual? I know you say he's a friend. Did he annotate, like, hey, I went somewhere with him before or anything like that?
No, just the last time was he wanted like a large amount of pot, and then the guy never showed up. So
Okay. So the guy wanted pot from Charles?
yeah.
And why would Charles have pot?
He would call and ask if we could get it for him.
Okay. Do you guys know somebody or anything like that? Or
Yeah, we know someone.
okay. And I'm assuming it helped him with his, disabilities from the stroke and everything else. Probably calmed him down.
Stress.
Yeah. No, I can understand that completely. His wife just left him. He just had a stroke.
Oh, she left him, and then he had the stroke driving. I think he drove a big rig.
Yeah, we ended up. I guess I think somebody told us. I don't know why I went over my head there. I think he was a dump truck driver or something like that.
I think he crashed it when he had the stroke.
Yeah, and then you said he had another stroke, and I didn't know about that. Was second one until you told us.
I believe he had a second one, like a small one.
Okay, and damn, I had something on my mind. Completely went out. Did Charles ever talk about? Did he ever have any dates? Anybody that would be intimate with him?
He didn't talk anything like that with me. I mean, every time he came over, it was either just to eat or he wanted us to give him some pot.
Okay, so it was just kind of
Yeah.
You guys were friends, but you weren't like
Not like,
close
you know,
friends.
go shoot pool or hang out or something like that, yeah. Like
Okay.
acquaintances. Just neighbors.
Okay. And do you ever talk about his wife and the reason why she left?
You know what? If she did, he would have told Gina and Jared,
Mhm.
maybe, but she was with another man. She
Okay.
moved to Texas.
Okay, so she cheated on him.
Yeah.
Okay, that probably broke him down a little bit.
She took everything. From what I remember him saying is she took everything. Like, she wiped the bank accounts out, and whatever valuables were in the house she took.
Charles's wife wasn't the only one to wipe his bank account. However, Kalvin doesn't seem as concerned with that.
So, back on what we were saying, though. So, Sunday night you see him. You guys brought food over. You went to his house.
Yes, sir.
And how long were you there for?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
5 minutes. I don't
Did
know.
your wife
Just-
go with you or just you?
Just me.
Okay.
Wife was next door. Cassie was there on the phone with her.
So,
Cassie was with your wife.
Yes.
Okay.
okay. So, what time was this about approximately that you brought it over?
Like 5 something maybe.
So 5.
4 or 5. I don't know. I took him that food, and then me and my wife went and met Daryl McCory and his girlfriend Jackie, and we went down to Sam's Club, or Sam's Lounge, and was there for a few hours.
Okay, so right afterwards you went over to Sam's Club or
Yes.
Lounge. And who was with you on there?
Me, my wife, Daryl McCory, and the girl he's dating named Jackie.
Yeah, you don't remember what time you got home about?
It would have been, I don't know, my wife would know. She texted my daughter and stuff. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We were there about 3 hours.
Who was watching the kids at that time?
My daughter was babysitting.
I know they're older kids, but
Yeah.
just make
I left my phone with her.
Okay. And you guys got home about 9 o'clock. I know you were drinking a bit, probably. I'm not sure how much you had or anything like that. But was Charles' truck outside or anything like that?
It was there.
Okay. Did you see any lights on or anything?
His house is the normal. You know, sometimes the porch light's on, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. And otherwise, it's kind of
It's
covered.
dark.
Yeah. Covered in
It's
plants.
trees, a forest.
Next day, Monday morning. What do you remember from the first time you woke up?
I got up and took my kids to school.
Okay.
Same thing.
And did you Charles' truck out there?
Maybe it was there.
You don't remember? Yeah, I mean, I know I'm trying to make you go back in your memory, and sometimes it's a little difficult. So you don't recall if his truck was there or not. Did anything seem out of the ordinary at Charles' residence?
Same. I mean, you see how it is. It's hard to see.
Mhm.
It's like a fortress almost with jungle around it.
Why did he ever fix any of that crap? Or
I
do
don't
anything? Cut it down? I ain't been on the inside. Does it need work on the inside?
Yeah.
Well, like walls that torn down, all kind of crap?
I mean, the walls are, I don't know how they're held up, but it smells bad, dirty.
Mm-hmm. Did he ever ask you to do any work over there or anything like that? Because I know he's obviously, probably handicapped.
Had me look at his cable, he asked me, "Is there any way you can hook the cable TV back up?" I'm like, "Well, without a box." Everybody always asks me, "Hey man, can I turn my cable back on?" Well, I can hook it up, but you ain't getting nothing. But his internet wasn't working, so I went back, checked. The fitting had sucked back. I don't know if you ever had cable problem. Yeah. Hot weather, cold weather causes it. That's what I call the turtle.
Yeah.
It's called a turtle. When it gets cold, cable will come in. And when it gets hot, it expands, and eventually it'll break. So I just twisted it back on, put it on for him.
I noticed a lot of his ceilings are kind of popped out and stuff like that. Did he ever ask you to do anything for that or any type of handiwork?
I'm not a handyman.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix cars. I don't know how to do stuff. I mean, I can mow the lawn. Use a paintbrush. That's about it.
Kalvin is really underselling himself here, and cops know it. After all, the sheetrock, ties, and tiles found around his house seem to indicate that he was much more capable than he's trying to claim. It's not unusual for suspects to try and distance themselves from evidence in this way.
I had my testosterone checked. It's like very, very low.
Okay. All right, so outside of that, man, we'll get to some stuff that we have some questions for, okay? First things first, that's really important to us. Obviously, you know something happened to Charles, okay?
Did your wife tell you?
Yeah, did she tell
My
you
wife
about
told
that?
me,
Yeah.
yes.
So you're aware of that?
Yes, that's why I came home.
He's deceased, obviously.
Yes.
Yes. His death, obviously, in this situation, there was foul play, okay? We see some stuff out here. We had some questions. Like I said, we're walking the property. Maybe you can help us enlighten some of the questions and give us some answers from some stuff out there. We noticed that there's trash that's littered between both properties. Okay, and that's particularly one of the reasons why we thought, we came out there to talk to you a bit. You said you're re-renovating inside your bathroom, correct?
Yeah, we were 2 months ago. That's as far as we've gotten.
What are you doing in your bathroom?
I was taking a shower and I went to turn the handle and then water just started shooting out the wall.
Okay.
So we had to replace all that inside. That's what's in that trash can is all that. When we started taking the tile down, we thought there was sheetrock behind it. It was 2.5 inches of mortar. That's what they used to level the wall. So
You
when
had to
we
bust that out? Did you bust it out? Or no, you ain't touched it?
my wife did it.
All righty then.
Well, shit.
Hey, she sent me a video. She was in there just banging away.
I can
But
tell-
Daryl is our friend. He used to do sheetrock work. He came over and helped her during the day.
Okay, Daryl.
But we haven't gotten no farther. We got it to where you can take a shower and stuff. So.
What's Daryl's name?
McCory.
Oh yeah, Daryl from the one you went to the bar
Yes.
with. Okay. And did you ever get to replacing the sheetrock or anything like that yet? I noticed you said, how long ago did you replace all this stuff?
About 2 months ago.
About 2 months ago. Did they not pick up trash around here? Because you got that
That's-
trash can
that
full of
trash
stuff.
can's been sitting. They won't pick it up.
Is it because they're sheetrock? Maybe I'm not sure.
Well, it's not. It's not
not
their.
packaged.
It's not their trash can.
Who's tread? Oh,
Escambia's. It's. They won't pick it up unless it's in that trash can.
Usually, a lot of times you have to pay for it. I know over Santa Rosa they changed
Yeah.
that policy.
And then like with the tree limbs and stuff, it's got to be like a 6x6 square. And if it's just a little, they ain't picking it up.
I noticed that you had already started purchasing some sheetrock and stuff like that. The boards. Have you got any of those put up yet, or is that just something that's been sitting there?
That's been sitting there. It's been all over the house.
Okay. So, are you guys going to be replacing the inside of the bathroom with the sheetrock?
We done did all that.
Okay.
That's what's left over. There was some by the garage. There's been stuff out by the road.
Have you been trying to sell any of it or get rid of any of it?
No, my wife's like, just save it in case we need it.
Okay. You haven't tried. None of your buddies asked for any or anything like that?
No.
Okay. What else have you been doing in terms of renovation? Have you purchased anything else inside there?
Well, we bought the vanity and the mirror, but that's when we got our income taxes in February.
What about there's some strips out there that are in both properties. They're like the little orange tags, a lot of times you see them with like hay bales and stuff like that. Have you been doing any gardening work? I know Charles did some gardening work. Did you ever see him with that or anything like that, or have you done any?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, orange tags.
It's like twine.
Twine, have you ever picked up a bay of hail?
Yeah.
Not hail, bay of
Yeah, I know what you're
A
talking
bale
about.
of hay, Chief.
pine straw is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, like twine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
twine. And
No,
you
I
have
haven't-
time up in the square.
I haven't used any of that.
Okay. There was some out by the trash down there. I didn't know if you put that there or who put that there or where that came from.
There's garbage all down there, but it's not ours.
Okay. So it's not your stuff. And mind you, the reason we brought that up was because there's some near the street rock as well. You know what I mean? And like I said, our biggest thing we look at for initially when we go there is, trash and anything else, what's going on, what we can see from the scene. We're just trying to piece everything together, whether he had somebody working on his place or not,
He hasn't had anybody working on his place.
Now, the stuff in the garbage can, the tile that's been busted out, that's yours.
Yes.
That's by the road.
Yeah, I've been there for 2 months.
All right.
Okay.
Detectives have done a phenomenal job here of backing Kalvin into a corner without him even realizing it. By getting him to positively confirm that the tile is his, they can tie him to the crime scene without him being able to claim it belongs to someone else.
Has Charles ever helped you with any of this type of stuff too? I know you said Daryl did.
No, Charles is... He, like the trash can, I tried to get it in there. Daryl tried to help me, but both of us couldn't get it in there. It's heavy. And Charles said he just can't do anything since he had his strokes. He's supposed to have a procedure, but he decided not to do it. He's got something wrong in his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Blood vessel or something like that blew out, and they were wanting to put...
Stent?
No. He said they were going to... The choices that they gave him were they were going to splice it into another one, or they were going to use one from... what is... like a cadaver.
Oh.
A cadaver. But he said that would freak him out. So he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, go.
He was just going to live with it.
What is it they call that? There's a syndrome where they say, it's weird when you get other body parts from other people and stuff like that. But yeah, I kind of agree.
But he couldn't hardly do anything. Like he could barely pick Cookie up.
So he couldn't have done any type of work on that. Which
No.
makes sense. I was trying to figure that out because his house is in pretty disarray and there's holes in the ceiling and stuff like that. But. Did Charles ever let you use his vehicle whenever you guys were running errands or anything like that? By the way?
He used his truck to go pick up before I got my truck. I got my truck when we got the income tax, but we got a couch that's in the garage,
Mm-hmm.
and we used it to go pick it up.
Okay.
That would have been in February?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever used his truck since then?
Yes, sir.
It's shocking that Allison's pants aren't on fire at the moment. Inside Allison's home, detectives have already uncovered Charles's car keys. Pretty strange for someone who claims he hasn't used his car. In addition, after Charles's death, there were withdrawals using his debit card 3 days in a row. However, Allison has a great explanation for why that may be.
Let's see.
You ever borrowed any money from him?
Borrowed money from him.
Mm-hmm.
He loaned me some money in January when he got a little money for disability. He loaned me some money to help pay the electric bill.
How much did you borrow from
It
him?
was $280.
$280. Kind of a weird thing that was brought up, and we heard this from a neighbor, so maybe you can add to it since you saw Charles frequently. Did Charles's vehicle was broken into? Did you ever hear about that?
Yes, he came over our house. Said that his wallet was stolen.
Okay. And did he ever say about anything that might have happened with the wallet? Did anybody use any of his cards or money?
He said that he thought someone had used it, but he had canceled the card and he was using his checks.
Okay. So he was using the checks?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So none of his cards were in there. How recent was this? Because we don't really have a time frame.
About a month ago.
About a month ago. So about a month ago, his car gets broken into. Now we heard about another incident that occurred. Somebody had maybe messed with his truck, vandalized it. Did he ever tell you about that, or dictate that?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Well, we were told that somebody had slashed his tires, and that I guess maybe he had to get them replaced or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't know anything about that.
Okay. Did he ever mention to you why he didn't want to file a police report or anything like that?
About what?
His wallet and all that? Because that incident came up, but I guess he never didn't want to file a police report with us.
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought he did. I thought he went to the bank and did that.
Okay. Let's see. Did you ever pay him back for that $280?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When did you pay him back for that?
It was about 2 weeks later when I got paid.
Okay. Did Charles ever tell you how much money he got?
No, sir.
You
Just that when he had the accident and his job let him go, it was a while before the AFLAC finally gave him some money, and then he got approved for disability.
Okay. And I know he had a lawyer and all that and was going through legal battles with all that stuff.
I guess.
You know how big businesses are.
Like I said, we helped him out, and then we talked to him he stayed in he's like a hermit.
I can kind of tell from his home. So, let's go back here. So you're telling me that your interactions with Charles was, more just every once in a while?
Yes,
what was
sir.
your most frequency you ever saw?
Once, twice a week.
Once,
Well,
twice a
I'm
week?
gone all day, usually, except this month. I'm gone from 6 o'clock in the morning till whenever I get off. Could be 9 o'clock at night, or I might get home right at 4 o'clock when I get off at 3:30. So I'm gone, all daylight hours.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, what we're going on here is obviously Charles was murdered. There was a lot of foul play in this situation. And it's my sergeant's job, my job, and every investigator up here that we solve his case, figure out who murdered him. That way we can bring justice to what happened, as well as we can bring peace to his family.
You a convicted felon?
No, sir.
Nothing. No criminal history.
I have a
Battery charge.
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that was, and let me tell you, I lived on Gerling Way, which when we moved here, we didn't know it was a bad neighborhood. The guy brought us the back way through Michigan.
Kalvin may love talking to detectives, but he seems to love leaving out information even more. Kalvin didn't just have a battery charge on his record. Though we couldn't uncover much information about the details of his battery, he hasn't exactly proven to be a reliable narrator so far. In 2003, he was charged for issuing bad checks in Texas. In 2004, he was charged with theft by check in Florida. Several times from the early up until the late 2000s, he was forced to go to small claims court for eviction and indebtedness to financial institutions in Oklahoma, Texas, and Florida. Though none of those are murder, they do provide insight into Kalvin's financial standing and potentially his motive.
Like I said, he was just checking up on that because he had some questions. But like I was saying, Kalvin, biggest thing with us is, like I said, it's our job to find a killer. To figure out what happened. Obviously, family wants to know. My bosses want to know. Everybody wants to know.
Yes,
and it
sir.
helps bring peace of mind to the family and everything else. When we found him, it was pretty bad. Okay. And there was a lot of, it wasn't just like I said, somebody beat to death, stabbed, or anything like that. It was a pretty drastic situation where, I'm sorry, when was it? So, obviously why we're here to help is so we can get assistance to help in the family, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's very important that we find this out because ultimately, yes, it's a job we do, but I would absolutely love to bring peace to it. This gentleman wasn't a bad person. I don't know what his private life was like. I'm not sure if he ever told you what his private life was like. But what's important is we get the absolute truth and figure it out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'll shoot straight to the chase. Okay. When we found Charles, there were some certain items there that we found peculiar. Okay. Stuff that was unique and stuff that kind of why we were asking about the trash and everything else.
Yes, sir.
Do you know particularly what we had out there and why? Like I said, we're talking about the twine, we're talking about the drywall and stuff like that. Okay. Do you know anything else Charles might have been more involved in?
He stayed at home all the time. Other than taking cookie. Unless I don't know what he's doing in them hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he'd be gone from. I don't know what time he would leave because I leave at 6:30, and then he'd get back around 10 or 11. So.
My big concern here is what we have out there is, like I said, items that were consistent with items that were found between both of your guys' yard. Okay. And this is the reason why we have here. We're asking you, trying to come to a bottom of things. And what's difficult for us is, mind you, I know you love your children, you love your wife, okay? And I know your wife's probably worried about what's going on too, very curious. I know she's going through a lot with this probate stuff, okay? I'm sure she hasn't told your children what's going on, because I'm sure they met Charles and I'm sure they like Charles, okay? Where we're at and what we're looking at is, I know these are people that are important to you, okay? And I know something else happened, okay? It's what I need is help assisting with what happened to Charles.
I don't know.
Okay. We have a few things that I would like to go over, okay?
Yes, sir.
The sheetrock that was on your front of your residence, is there anybody who would have any other access to that?
Anybody could come up on the porch, get it from the side of the house. I mean, it's not locked up.
Okay, that's very true. The ties, you've never seen those before.
I'm not sure what I mean, you said twine.
Yeah, twines. I call them ties, you know. Have you never seen those before?
No, I don't use them.
Yeah. I didn't know if there was a particular thing, like I said, I didn't know if there was gardening going on or anything like that.
The only thing we've done is dug that big bush up in our front yard.
Okay. We have some questions of some stuff, and these questions are going to be more related because of these investigators have found. Okay. Investigators obviously did a search warrant in both residences. Okay. I would love for you to help me find out why we have some items of Charles's inside your residence.
Okay.
We have some keys. We have some other items. Is there any particular reason why?
His spare keys he gave us.
Why did he give you any spare keys?
In case he lost the other ones.
Okay.
When he lost his wallet, I have his checkbook. He used his checks. He gave me that in case he lost his wallet again.
You have any other items of Charles's inside your house?
No, sir.
So, Charles's cards were stolen. Who's this gentleman to you?
That's E-Rail.
Who's he? Oh, it's Darrell?
E-Rail.
E-Rail.
He says he lives at your house.
He's just been staying there for a few days.
But real quick, I'm gonna interject for just a second. I'm gonna let him talk or whatever. All right, Calvin, I want you to make one thing very clear to you. All right, we don't pull no punches. We don't bullshit. All right, listen, just hear me out, okay? We do our homework before we come in here. You don't have no criminal history. All right, the last thing you want to be painted as is a monster, because the only thing we leave in this world is our legacy, right?
Yes, sir.
No matter what you have, it's our legacy.
Yes, sir.
And no matter what you did, how you did it, or whatever, your children, at least your children, I can't speak for your wife, but your children are always going to love you.
Yes, sir.
No matter what. All right? Everything we do is videotape. There's no secret about that. Okay? So, this is whether Kalvin is this heinous monster, okay, that they look at as a killer, okay? Or we know what kind of lifestyle he was into. Did something go wrong and then something went bad and you had to take care of something and do something? Listen, hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Because if that's what happened, then that's what happened. Because honesty, even though you think not, honesty will get you so much further than sitting here on this tape. Because if you go to jail for this murder, okay, there won't be another chance except on the day of trial for them to see who and what you are. Because just like he said, he's going through some things that we have found. We go back to the things that we found at the scene. Ask you about your boots, okay? We have your boot print at the scene, okay? We have your car tires at the scene. We have the tarp in the trash can, what it was bought in at your house. The sheetrock that is at the scene, okay? The same UPC code is on your front porch, Chief. You with me?
Yes, sir.
So now is the time. You have children and a family to save face and be a man.
I didn't do anything.
Well, then explain it away. You tell me, all right, you don't say you didn't do anything. You explain to me, how did Kalvin Allison's boot print get there at the scene? Because we have your truck. We're seizing your truck, okay? We are in your house as we speak. We see where he was dragged from the house and back through the yard. You raked your yard in the last couple of days, okay? We're at your house now. We don't miss nothing, okay? So you tell me, how does your boot print get out there at the scene? How does your tire, your left front tire, because you have 4 different tires on that truck, your left front tire's cupped. Okay, you know what that is, right? Cupped. All right, it's when you ran over the sheetrock, all right, it left the black tire marks on there that matches your tire. Then that brown piece of facing boarding, okay, that you use to repair your shower with, in this photo right here, right there, the board, that's there at the scene also with the same tile on it. Now either you got some shitty luck, okay?
I didn't do it.
Then who did it?
I can't tell you, but
No.
I didn't do it.
You were there.
I wasn't there.
Kalvin.
I've been at work and with...
Kalvin, listen, okay? Remember what he said, okay? This is an opportunity for you to explain and help us
This don't
figure
go
out what's
away,
going
brother.
on. This doesn't disappear. And this is the type of thing that, like you said, you want to go out with your children thinking that you're a monster, or you want to go out to say that we owned up and you want to tell us what happened over there.
This is the type of good cop, bad cop performance that deserves an Oscar. With one cop backing Allison into the corner with aggressive questioning, the other has a chance to save the day. What the bad cop suggested earlier about Charles's lifestyle will soon become a key point in the investigation. And that mere suggestion that Charles may have been acting in self-defense because something bad happened has planted a seed that's going to grow and grow as the tension in the room heats up.
Well, I didn't do anything, so, I mean, I didn't do it.
Kalvin, I understand what we're coming at. This is the chance to win the lottery, buddy. You know what I mean? You know, to top it all off, I'm not sure if you're aware, but where Charles was found, there's one camera. There's one way in, one way out of that place. And one of the neighbors got a camera sitting right on that road.
And you're familiar with it because your friends live off of Sarant. And it's just on the other side of Sarant. All right? Because let's see here. This is where your checkbook, let's go right here. This is where the checkbook and the keys are found. Okay? So there's a checkbook of his. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we go to there. There's the tarp. That matches up. That Ozark Trail come from Walmart. Okay? Then this guy shows up at the house. I'll tell you what I think. This is what I think. I think you're a good person. I think you're a family man. And I think Charles has helped y'all out at some point in time, just as y'all's helped him. All right? But Charles has a little fetish that a lot of people don't know about. You know, you can't miss it because if you walk in his house, can't miss it. He's a cross-dresser. Got fake boobs, got dresses, got all kind of stuff. I think Charles come on to you.
No.
And shit went bad. If that's the case, I can buy that. And if shit went bad and you got a guy that has homosexual tendencies and you're not a homosexual and he puts his hand on you.
That never happened.
Okay. Then man, I'm telling you, I'm all ears. I'll take notes. You tell me.
We need to know what happened.
You tell me, how did all the things I just showed you, I've showed you some of my cards, okay? Duct tape, that duct tape, that's going to seal the fate because of the way duct tape is, okay? So you tell me then how all those items I just laid out to you got there 5 feet away from the body. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Sir, I don't know.
I mean, Kalvin, like I said, those straps, those ties too, guess what? 2 of them on the body. Okay? 2 of them on you. I mean, we got 2 or 3 on your property. Okay?
Well, you just said they were on his property too. So, I mean, I don't know what straps or what ties you're talking about.
I'll show them to you in just a minute.
I mean,
that's the least.
That's the least of it.
That's the least.
What we want to know is what happened. We need a story, Kalvin.
Did somebody borrow your boots?
No.
Okay.
Where did this happen?
Where do you think it happened?
I don't know. You said it was in his house.
What was in his house?
You just said he was drugged out of his house.
I said you can see where he was drugged through the yard, and you raked your yard because he was drugged out the back. And it looks like
that's what you just said.
Right. Did you not rake your yard?
Yes, I told him. I've been cleaning
You
the
never
pool
told
up.
him.
You never told me you were raking
that.
your yard.
Yes, I did. At the very first, when we asked about when I told you about the pool, and I said I've been raking and watering, and the grass isn't growing.
You told me there was a part in the back that doesn't grow, but you never told me you were raking. You said you just moved that thing, moved the pool over.
Yeah, and I said I've been raking and watering, and I can't get the grass to grow.
Kalvin, understand as we sit here, these type of situations get worse and worse, okay? And what we do for a living is, like I said, is bring justice, okay? He has a family. He has sisters. He has kids, okay?
Yes, sir.
You have kids. You have a family.
Yes,
you understand
sir.
if you were put in the same type of situation, how bad it would be and how heartbroken you would be.
Yes, sir.
Especially the way he was found.
Yes, sir.
I need to know what happened over there, Kalvin.
Well, I don't know, sir. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You just kill people?
I don't kill people. I didn't do it.
Who did it then?
I
You
don't
let somebody
know, sir.
borrow your boots and you let somebody borrow your truck? I'll show you right there. There's your boot print. Right there. Let me see the bottom of your boots. Yeah. That's your boot print right there.
And where's this at?
Right there. That's at the scene where the body's found.
Would you want your family found like that?
No.
Sister can't even have a funeral for him because he can't have an open casket. They can have a funeral but no open casket. Did he make a pass at you?
No, sir.
Kalvin, you need to help us understand what happened out there, because I know you know more about it.
Out where? Where are you talking about? You just keep saying the scene.
You don't know?
No.
You don't? Okay. You do know that I don't know what's in your phones yet, but your phones that are in the truck, you know we take those. All right, and we shall download them. Don't matter what you've deleted, we can still pull it.
Police continue pressing the narrative that Charles began an altercation that led to his murder. Of course, they don't believe that's the story, but if they can at the bare minimum prove that Kalvin killed Charles, they've already cemented him serving time behind bars. You're about to see them implement one of detectives' favorite tactics of all time, the "you're not a bad guy" tactic.
Kalvin, you understand what we're doing and how this works, okay? Like my sergeant was saying, if this gentleman made a pass at you, I know you said that's not the way it went down. I would like to know what the way it went down, okay? Because if he did something to try to hurt you, that's how we have to figure it out. But you have to understand is that we have to know the story. We have everything leading up to it, but we don't have the story. And I would hate for all this to go bad south because we don't have a story and a way for you to tell your side of it. Okay? I mean, that's just the simple truth behind it. If I need your side.
Well, I didn't do it, so, I didn't do anything to Charles.
Is there any reason why you'd have any animosity against Charles? Has he done
No,
anything
sir.
to you?
I haven't done anything to Charles. I haven't done anything to anybody.
I understand, Kalvin. I don't think you're a bad person at all, man. I'm going to tell you right now, from the minute I met you, okay? I don't think you're a bad person. At all.
I'm not a bad person. I haven't done anything.
You have beautiful kids, okay? You're a caring father who takes care of his daughter, takes care of your son, who, I mean, he's not really disabled, but you said, he he's blind as a bat. You go to work, you bust your butt, you know what I mean? And you're probably just barely making ends meet. I'm the same way, okay? I don't get rich off this job at all. I don't think you're a bad person at all, Kalvin. I don't think you're a bad person at all, okay? And I promise you we're not bullshitting when we tell you that, okay? I think something bad went down. And I don't think that's you. I think it was just a shitty situation that turned south.
Well, I didn't do it.
I understand, Charles. Like you said, what we're looking at and everything else is there's just an insurmountable amount of evidence, okay? And even with you going out there to fix a leak, you know what I mean? You use a company truck, sheetrock from your house and bathrooms over there. It has the serial numbers on it are the same. They come from the same lot. Okay. Your tire impressions there on your vehicle. The tie straps that are in your yard are out there as well. The tarp, those are tarp that Charles was wrapped up in, is in your trash. Charles's keys, both keys to both vehicles, are inside of your house. His checkbook's inside of your house. The board that goes into the bathroom with the tile is inside. That was in your house at one point. Is out there on the scene. Understand, man, I have to have a side of a story. I have to know what happened over there. I don't want this to go down and know that we all have issues. We may all make mistakes. It could have been an accident. It could have been him coming and attacking you. But I'll never know. But I need to know the absolute truth of what happened. Now, listen to your boss, okay? Kalvin, look at me. Tell me what happened, buddy. I ain't here to mess you up or anything, man. I need to know what happened over there.
He tried to kiss me.
He tried to kiss you?
Grab me. And I pushed him down. I don't think he hit his head on it. I don't know what it was. The blood was coming out.
It's okay, Kalvin.
No, it's not okay.
Look at me. Kalvin. Kalvin. Boss, look at me. I need your side of the full side of the story. So he tried to kiss you. So he came on to you. He hit his head. He started bleeding.
I didn't know what to do.
Just got nervous.
Embarrassed. Why would he do that to me?
What day was this, Kalvin?
Sunday evening.
This happened when you brought the food over?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why he tried doing that either. Knows you have a wife and kids. Did Charles die instantly?
I'm not sure.
Did you just leave?
Yes, sir. I waited there about 5 minutes. He was twitching. And then I left.
Finally, Kalvin takes the bait, and he doesn't just take it. He clings right onto the hook. It's worth noting that the severity of Charles's injuries and his cause of death do not align in the least bit with Kalvin's claims. The force against his skull was so great that it was determined it could not have been from a simple fall. In addition, Charles's cause of death wasn't blunt force trauma. It was asphyxiation. That's a much harder cause of death to pretend is an accident.
What did you do next?
I didn't do anything for 2 days. I didn't know what to do.
I understand you were scared. You know what I mean? I get it, man. Kalvin, you're not by yourself here, okay?
Oh, my life is over.
Kalvin, look at me.
And then my kids are...
Kalvin, I know you said you didn't know what to do. You're nervous. Did you... Obviously you brought the body over there, right? How did you take him over there?
The truck.
Did you use anything to cover him up?
What do you mean covering up?
Like, I know he was wrapped up, but did you have him in like any type of trash can or anything like that, just in the back? What time did you take him down there?
I don't know. It was in the evening.
In the evening? Were your kids gone already at this point?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Calvin. Like I said, it was important you told me that. Yeah. Did Charles ever try coming on to you before?
No, he's always nice to me. But he always put his hand on my shoulder and stuff and talked to me. But
I get it. Did you know he was into that lifestyle? Where did this happen in the house?
Right there in the living room. Right around by the couch. Right here towards the doorway. Right there by the kitchen.
Okay. What did he hit his head on, by the way? Like, his house is a mess. That's the thing. He could have, yeah.
I don't know.
Where's his dog at?
I don't know where the dog is.
Did you put the dog outside or anything like that?
No.
Was the dog there that night?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't know where the dog's at either. Did he ever ask for help or anything like that?
No.
Was he out cold when he fell? Did you think about calling an ambulance?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
I panicked and ran. Went home.
Did you tell your wife?
She doesn't know. That it's gonna kill her. She doesn't know anything about this. She wasn't involved at all. Okay. I've been good all my life.
Like I said, Calvin, you're not a bad person.
Yeah, I'm a bad person.
Calvin, look at me.
No.
You're not a bad person, man.
Really? I didn't help him. I left him.
How long did it take, again, until you left him there for what, 2 days? Sunday night till Tuesday? Why did it take you so long?
I couldn't go back.
How did you feel when you went over there?
Disgusted. Sick. Sad. Sad for a whole lot of reasons. 2 families are hurt.
I completely understand that, man.
No, you don't. You'd have done the right thing.
Calvin, I don't know what I would have done. I ain't knocking you on it, okay?
No, I know what I should have did. And I didn't. Should have called for help.
Calvin, you're not a bad person, okay?
Yeah, I am now.
Calvin, look at me. Stop looking down. Alright? You have to understand in a situation like this is that you just made a bad choice, okay? Everybody makes mistakes.
Just like the first when I slapped that guy, it was the same thing.
Spontaneous incident.
Yeah.
When you pushed Charles,
I pushed him hard.
you did. You have no idea what he hit his head on?
I don't know if it was the coffee table or the side of the entertainment center.
The blood that was in the living room, next to the living room?
That's where he hit. And rolled over right there.
What about the blood in the other room, where he was dragged?
This is where I took him 2 days later.
While you were in the house, how did he approach you?
Come on in.
And when you were inside the house, how did he come on to
Walked
you?
into the kitchen with the food and set it down, and when I came around, we were talking, he went like this and leaned in.
Where's he trying to kiss you at?
I mean, I'm taller than him. He was right in here. Just did that.
After you pushed him, and you said you pushed him hard, right?
Yeah. From the kitchen door into the living room. He bang. He rolled over.
Was there a lot of blood or only a little bit of blood?
Just a little bit. I didn't know what to do. I was panicking and staying around, and then I just left.
Did you do anything between Sunday, after he fell, and Tuesday? Did you even go over there? Were you afraid to go over there to see what was going on?
I was sick.
The detective then has Allison go over his timeline of events once more. It's of note that Kalvin's wife and kids were scheduled to be visiting family on Thursday, the week of the murder. Detectives allow Kalvin the privilege to call his wife and speak to her about what happened. But to detective's shock, Charles isn't the only murder that his wife wants to discuss.
I know this could be hard for you, but we did have to notify your wife what's going on. But she does want to talk to you. I know you said you didn't want to. It would be hard to. Okay? But I think it's only fair that you talk to her too. I'll make sure that this gets to her. And this will get to the family, okay? I do have to stand in the room though.
It's fine.
You know your wife's number?
You want my help?
Yeah, that'll work.
Alright, it's me on speakerphone. It's 850, I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hey,
What is going on, Kalvin?
I did something bad.
Why?
I took him the food. When I set it down in the kitchen, he made a pass at me and I pushed him and he fell. Hit his head, blood went everywhere, and I panicked.
Why would you not say something? Like, why would it was an accident, Kalvin?
I don't know, Wendy, I panicked.
Kalvin.
I know, I don't know, Wendy. I'm so sorry for what I'm putting you and the kids through.
Why would you, like, I mean, I don't...
I'm so sorry.
What about Tina?
What about Tina?
Be honest, Kalvin.
I didn't have anything to do with Tina. That was all Billy.
How do you know?
It had to be Billy. I didn't have anything to do with it.
This is Tina Sisk-Gavach, Wendy's cousin who went missing from Ardmore, Arkansas in 2014. Her body was discovered abandoned in Lone Grove in March of 2015. At the time, Kalvin was living in Arkansas with Wendy, and Tina was living with them as well. The fact that his wife asks about Tina immediately upon learning he's murdered someone does not bode well for his innocence.
Why would you... Oh my God, Kalvin, like, why would you not have called 911? It was an accident.
That's what I've been... I don't know, Wendy.
What do you mean he made a pass at you?
He tried to kiss me.
What?
I don't know. Can I tell her?
Everything you want to tell her?
He's, plays on the other fence. He's a cross-dresser.
But, so what are you being charged with right now?
I don't know, Wendy. Probably, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, Kalvin. I'm gonna leave the kids down here. I'm gonna go get your dad and I'm gonna come home, okay?
So,
okay?
Listen. I'm so sorry.
I don't understand this. This is crazy, baby. You made such a bad decision. Like, you've done some stupid shit, but this is, like, beyond stupid. I don't understand why you would put us in jeopardy like that. It was an accident.
I don't either. But I love y'all. I'm so
I love
sorry.
you too.
I'm so sorry. Just, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry for Charles's family. And for what I've done to you and the kids.
Oh my God, I love you. I'm gonna.
Listen.
I love you.
I'll just give him a hug. Yeah.
I will. I'm going to call your dad and I'm
Oh
gonna
my
go get him
God.
and we're gonna come home.
Wendy,
You did. You messed up. I don't understand why you wouldn't have called them. Like, called an
I
ambulance.
should have, Wendy. I should have.
Yes, you should have, Calvin. I understand being scared, but I mean, accidents happen. This could have. I mean, oh my God, this could have been avoided, Calvin.
After that conversation with his wife, detectives naturally have some questions.
I overheard the conversation with your wife, okay? Something about Tina.
Her cousin was staying with us and was found at one of our friends' house. They were strung out on meth.
What's Tina's last name? Just so we know.
Tina Gavach.
And was that reported, obviously, to us?
Yes, we gave statements and everything. I gave DNA, all that.
And who did you say did that? I know you said it was somebody else.
Well, it was found on Billy Carter's land.
In law enforcement, see, I'm not familiar with that case. When did that happen?
That was years ago.
Okay.
It was in Oklahoma.
Oh, so it's not even here?
Yeah, it was in Carter County.
Okay. And you were living up there, obviously?
Yes.
At the time. Okay. Gotcha. They ever resolved that case?
I don't know what's happened with it. I know they were filing charges on Billy. That's the last that we heard. It was a cousin from the other side of Wendy's family.
Gotcha.
As of 2019, detectives were investigating Kalvin as a lead suspect in the case of Tina's murder. Little details have emerged since they made their initial statement. However, it's worth noting that when the suspect of a murder is behind bars, the cases often move much slower as detectives focus on cases where the perpetrator may still be a danger to the public. After a 3-hour interrogation, Kalvin was taken into custody. Ultimately, he was sentenced to life for second-degree murder.